Hey there, welcome back. Well, today's a really exciting day. Sonoff has finally released the NS Panel Pro with 2 relays included, so you can control the existing lights that are wired in through that circuit. In this video, we'll be unboxing the device, looking at the functionality out of the box, and then adding the Home Assistant app through F-Droid so that we can create our own custom screens in Home Assistant and display them on this device. Just to be upfront with you, Sonoff did send this device to me free of charge, but this is not a sponsored video and they have absolutely no control over what I'm about to say. So now we can control our lights directly from the relay within the device. And if we go down here to the apps section, we can open up our Home Assistant app, and now we can control that same relay through Home Assistant. So do bear in mind that this is in the pre-order phase of this device. So they are offering 10% discount if you order it before the 11th of June. And they're saying that orders will ship on the 15th of June. You can connect your existing Sonoff Zigbee devices directly to this device and control them with the EWeLink app. It also has the F-Droid app library here, where there's a whole lot of apps. Obviously, the main one that we're interested in here is the Home Assistant. You can also customize the existing styles of the app that the device comes shipped with. It has a built-in Matter bridge, which effectively allows you to bridge devices through the Matter network. So this device operates on a quad-core ARM Cortex A35 CPU. It offers dual-band Wi-Fi, 2.4 and 5 gigs. It offers 2 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs of storage and runs on Zigbee 3.0. On the screen itself, it has a light sensor as well as a proximity sensor, which will detect as you move up to the screen and turn it on. It has the dual relay buttons on the screen here. It's got a 1.5 watt speaker as well as a digital microphone. So having a look at what we get in the box, we've got our instruction guide. We've got a little protective cover over there, and then it comes wrapped in a little plastic bag. So on the front of the screen, we've got these 2 microphones over here. On the rear of the device, we've got our line in, live and neutral, and then we've got line out 1 and line out 2 for your 2 connected circuits. Bear in mind that these are limited to 5 amps. So once the panel has started up, we'll hit the start button. As you can see, we even have Afrikaans, which hails from South Africa, my home country. Okay, so we're going to go New Zealand, Auckland. There we go. That should work. There we go. It's joined my 2.4 gigahertz. It's now initializing. So next, I think we better try and connect this to the EWeLink app. So let's just go here to settings. We'll select the EWeLink account button, and then it gives us a QR code here. So let's try scanning the QR code from the app here. So we'll go add a device, scan the QR code, and let's see if it'll scan that code. There we go. So it's added the device. So we'll say done. So I've wired it up using this little case that you can purchase to use it as a bedside device. And you can see here I've got power coming in, and then I've wired in a single lamp. So if we now use the little switch there, you'll see that it can control the light directly from within the EWeLink app, and that is controlling the relay. Second relay is not connected up to anything. So at the moment on the default screen, we get a temperature, which I'm assuming is based on my local weather here in Auckland, which, yes, it is raining at the moment. Haven't checked the temperature, but 16 sounds about right. I've set the time zone to Auckland, so that's bringing in my current time, and we've got our day and date. So if we now scroll down from the top, we could add devices, and these are Zigbee devices. So we'll start the pairing mode. I'll depress the pairing button on this little Sonoff temperature and humidity sensor. So we'll put that into pairing mode. There we go. It's added a temperature and humidity sensor. So we'll finish the pairing. And there we go. We've got our temperature and humidity sensor pulling in over there. We can set up alarms. So we could go in here and create an alarm for a certain time. We can also change our themes within here. So we've got a whole lot of different themes that we can select from. I think they look pretty cool. So you can also add cameras. I've added this Sonoff one, but any camera with an ITSP stream should work. So now let's see if we can go and add connect F-Droid and connect up to Home Assistant. All right, so we're going to go search. All right, so it seems to want to do an update to the F-Droid. So we'll just update that. We'll allow it to install the update. And then we'll go into F-Droid, and now we'll see if we can search for Home Assistant app. All right, so all the apps are up to date. Let's go along now and search. I think it was just downloading a little bit of information. So we'll now search for Home Assistant. And there it is. We'll download that app. There we go. It's initializing. And now we'll say, yes, we want to install this app. All right, so Home Assistant is now installed. So we can press the open button. And there we go. It's fired up the Home Assistant companion app. So we'll say connect to my server. So searching my local server, it's found my local instance. And we'll say, yes, that's the one we want to connect to. There we go. It's giving our sign-in screen. When we open up Home Assistant, you'll see that it does take a while to load up. But once it's loaded, then the screens seem to be pretty snappy. So my main dashboard on Home Assistant has got quite a lot of sort of custom cards and things like that. So what I'm assuming it's doing is basically when it first starts up, it's loading all that information into the system's local memory, and this is why it takes a while to load up. So there we go. It's starting to load now. You can see I've got some of my gauges loading. And we can scroll down and see all of the different things that I've got on my Home Assistant front dashboard. And from here, we can go along and we can control lights and things. That one's not connected, but we can control our lights. And as you can see, it's pretty snappy. I've also created this little custom card that allows me to control the actual relays. So there we go. Those are controlling my two relays. Now, one thing I do like is that if you want to get back into the operating system, you can do that. And then you're back within your normal system. So now we can scroll back and get to your home screen and your other screens, specifically in the Sonoff EWeLink section. Now, just to show you here, there is this little flashing light that shows on the camera. Now, that doesn't show at all in real life. I'm assuming it's like an infrared that's coming across. So in summary, I think Sonoff has done a pretty cool job of bringing the functionality of the original NS Panel and the NS Panel Pro together in one device with two relays and all of the functionality. You've now got the F-Droid running. You can go back into the Sonoff app without having to restart it. So overall, I think this is a pretty cool little device if you're looking for something to run as a tiny little Home Assistant dashboard, perhaps in the bedroom or something where you want a couple of things. Obviously, it's not a big display, so wouldn't be able to control your whole smart home. But yeah, I think this is really cool. Please let me know in the feedback if this is something you would use, and I'll look forward to hearing from you. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.